Pankaj, Ashish.
Yes, sir.
Can you
Yes,
hear
sir.
me, Ashish?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Earlier there was an issue with the audio and.
Hmm.
Uh, am I audible to all the attendees who are attending and the other co-panelists? Rahul, can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, I wish a very good afternoon to all the attendees and all other co-panelists in this webinar. As you all know, this webinar is on the real-time train information system, in short, the RTIS. We also recently started calling it satellite tracking of trains. So, in the next about an hour or so, we will be discussing the RTIS. And let me straight away go to the presentation that we have prepared for this specific webinar. Is the content visible to all, and am I audible to all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
So these are the objectives of the RTIS system. Actually, in fact, I'm sure a lot of the officers who are attending this webinar, they are already quite aware about this project because it has been going on. I mean, the rollout was completed, the phase 1 rollout in December 2019, and the phase 1 rollout also was being done in a phased manner, in a staggered manner. I mean, so the process had started sometime in January 2019, and progressively we kept covering more locomotives. So since the field operations, they started as soon as the installation in a particular loco was done. I'm sure most of the attendees today must already be aware of this particular system. The objective idea today is to share more information about this system, uh, and to also discuss some of the action points that we have, and also to gain some feedback from you all. Now, these are the basic objectives of the RTIS system: to acquire train movement data automatically without manual intervention, and use it and feed the same data to control office application in real time, so that the chart plotting gets automated completely for the RTIS enabled locomotives. That means for those trains which are being hauled by RTIS enabled locos, the chart plotting should be automated, and the train controller, section controller, should get reprieve in that respect. The other objective is emergency messaging from the loco pilot to control room. And of course, since COA is already integrated with the National Train Inquiry System, NTS, as we all know, is the sole system through which all passenger-related inquiries for train running information are provided. So, whether the information is provided through the mobile app, or through SMS, or through website, or through face-to-face inquiries at stations or display boards at stations, the source of the information is NTS, and at the back end, if we see, the source of the train movement data or information is the COA system. So now for RTIS enabled locos, since the train movement timing is coming automatically, so the same goes to COA for chart plotting, and the same gets relayed to NTS, so that the information dissemination to the passengers also becomes real time and accurate. These are the components of the RTIS system. We can divide them into three major categories. One is towards the locomotive side, then the satellite hub, and third group is the central set of hardware and software that has been implemented in the CRISIS data center in Delhi. If we see at the locomotive end, we can again segregate it into two: the indoor unit, which is installed in the loco cabin, and the outdoor unit, which is installed on the loco rooftop. For any such system where we want to track a fleet of automobiles or a fleet of locos in this case, there are two basic requirements. The first is that we should be able to acquire the location or position of the loco at periodic intervals, and that is generally done by using a geopositioning service. So in case of RTIS, we are using Gagan geopositioning service. Rather, I should call it, Gagan is actually an augmentation system. It uses the GPS and other geopositioning systems, say the European system or the Russian system, uses a mix of those as input and then augments it further, augments it with respect to coverage and reliability, accuracy. Gagan is an augmentation system meant for our subcontinent. This it basically is enhancing the coverage and the accuracy of the positioning service. Gagan is a ISRO initiative, so it's a indigenous technology. Gagan is what is being used in the phase 1 rollout, and the plans we are planning to use IRNSS or NAVIC, which is completely indigenous in the phase 2 rollout. So we use Gagan to acquire the position of the loco every second, and we use that information is processed by the software in the loco device. The loco device also has geospatial coordinates for the various stations on Indian Railways, and then there is the application software based on a predefined logic and processing. It is able to generate various types of events relating to the train movement that we'll be covering later on during this webinar. So once the position of the train has been acquired, or position of the loco has been acquired, the other important task is, rather more important task, is to be able to reliably communicate this position of the loco to a central server on the ground. So, and in case of train tracking, obviously we need to do it while the train is moving, irrespective of the speed of the train, irrespective of the location of the train on pan-India basis. For communicating the location information, we are using a mix of satellite communication and mobile data communication. Both are being used. Primarily, we are depending on the satellite communication. However, every update is being sent using the mobile data services also, the 4G, 3G service also. The loco device that we have in the RTIS system, which is and in the indoor unit of that loco device, which is in the loco cabin, is actually ruggedized, full-fledged ruggedized, I would say, an onboard computer. And it was consciously decided to have it as a thick client there because we need to do a lot of processing on board. And onboard processing in this system is helping in a big way to improve the reliability of the system. So therefore, we have a processor also here in the indoor unit. Then there is some SDRAM, that is primary memory, and we also have a solid state disk so that we can store the operating system, we can load the operating system and also the application software that is required. The outdoor unit has the antenna for all the communication modules that are being used in this system. So basically, there are two geopositioning system modules that we are using. So there are two antennas for that. Then one antenna for the satellite communication part, the mobile satellite communication that we are doing. Then there are two antennas for the 4G, 3G, and also one antenna for a 2.4 gigahertz Zigbee transceiver that has also been put in the node in the loco device for any applications that we may want to implement in future. Besides the antenna, the outdoor unit also has active electronics, transceiver electronics for the satellite communication part. That has again been done in order to reduce RF losses so that we are able to manage reliable satellite communication from the moving train with a small patch antenna and without the need for any tracking of the satellite or stabilization of the SATCOM service. You see, one important point that should be noted that generally for any kind of satellite communication, since the satellite is about 36,000 kilometers away from the equator of the Earth, you would have noticed, be it the fixed SATCOM services like VSATs, etc., which are used for that, or even direct-to-home service that we use, there is generally a directional dish antenna which is made use of. However, I think you would all agree that in our case here, we can't afford to put even a DTH kind of a dish antenna on the loco rooftop. A, that it will not be able to withstand, the speed at which the train moves. B, it may be causing infringement, and it may, infringe the SOD which is to be followed. Then, third, most importantly, even if we are able to put any such antenna on the loco rooftop, how do we continuously keep tracking the satellite? Because the direction of the train movement changes, the elevation angle will change, the azimuth will change. Auto tracking dish antenna is just not feasible, and therefore, this is one of the distinctions of the system, wherein reliable SATCOM service has been utilized and implemented by using a very small patch antenna. The patch antenna for the SATCOM service in the outdoor unit is hardly, I would say, 3 inches by 3 inches patch, maybe smaller than that. So this is another indigenous technology that has been used in the RTIS system. And, this technology has been developed by ISRO, the Space Application Center, which is one of the units of ISRO in Ahmedabad, and it has been got customized for railway specific this application that we are discussing today. I wish to make another point here that it is for the first time in the world that an active SATCOM transceiver, the active electronics for the satellite communication also has been put on the loco rooftop, of an electric loco, which is powered by 25 kVA OHE. The amount of EMI which gets generated when the Pento engages or disengages is pretty significant, and it causes quite a bit of interference with the satellite communication RF signals. However, those have been addressed to a very, very good extent, so that we are able to have reliable SATCOM from the loco device by using a small patch antenna without the need for any directional communication with the satellite. So this is one of the USPs that I thought I'll share with you. Now, for the SATCOM part, we need a master earth station, which is there in the Delhi, in the CRISIS data center in Delhi. And we also have a central location server, which receives all the train movement updates and processes them for all the processing which is required for having a reliable communication link with the all the loco devices. For example, acknowledgements and retransmissions, etc. It also does deduplication of updates, and then it forwards them to the COA through the enterprise service bus in CRIS. It goes to the divisional COA service, to the respective of the to the respective division. Actually. This block schematic, this is the schematic view of whatever we discussed. This is the flow of data. First, the Gagan service is used by the loco device to acquire the location of the loco or the train, and then the mobile SATCOM service is used to communicate through this another satellite the information to the master station of the hub, which further relays it to the central location server in CRISIS data center, where it is processed and then passed on to the divisional COA servers in the divisions. Board sanctioned the phase 1 coverage to be done focusing on the golden GQ and the diagonals, barring the Mumbai-Chennai corridor. So basically for passenger traffic, the golden quadrilateral has been covered and the diagonals also, except the Mumbai-Chennai corridor. And there are two corridors that were taken up in phase 1 for freight traffic, Delhi-Mumbai and Howrah-Chennai. There were about 23 electric loco sheds which were serving the traffic on the GQ and diagonals, which were taken up in the phase 1 rollout. In fact, during phase 1 rollout, we also installed 30 devices in the CLW. So as I mentioned earlier, I need not repeat on that. The first point, which comes here. I mean, the SATCOM service is providing us a very good reliability for the arrival, departure, and run-through events, which are the primary sort of requirement for control chart plotting. Needless to say, that device, since it has to be put in the loco device in the locomotive, it has to be ruggedized to withstand the harsh environment conditions, and relevant RDSO standards have been followed. Another point that is noteworthy is that this is a system which does not at all rely. There's no new wayside infrastructure being created for implementing this system. So this is totally independent of any wayside or trackside infrastructure. And whenever any such system is envisaged for Indian Railways, if there is any dependence on wayside infrastructure, then the capital and the recurring cost, they tend to be very high because Indian railway network is very, very large. Since the system does not depend on any wayside infrastructure, I feel that it will change the paradigm because it has a lot of potential for we can take up, once the basic system stabilizes and is rolled out, we can take up other asset and resource management and possibly in future some safety applications also using this system. One more point I wish to add here, that this system is a Made in India initiative. I wish to emphasize that of late the government of India also has been focusing quite a lot on Made in India. I mean, there's a shift from Make in India to Made in India, and this system is primarily made in India. The loco device is designed and manufactured in India. The entire set of the end-to-end system design and architecture has been worked out by CRIS and ISRO. The SATCOM and the geopositioning service being used is an indigenous ISRO technology. The entire set of software that has been used in the system is indigenous. So this system is a Made in India initiative. That is another point that is. The pictures, the photographs of the indoor and the outdoor unit. On the left-hand side of your screen is the indoor unit, and on the right-hand side is the outdoor unit. You can see the indoor unit has a screen. Although this is not a front-facing photograph, maybe there are in subsequent slides there are some photographs where we can see the front of the indoor unit. It's a touch screen on the indoor unit. It has an Intel Atom CPU. It has a full-fledged operating system, embedded version of Red Hat Linux. This reminds me of another point. All protocols, all the interfaces, hardware interfaces, and the software platform that has been made use of in the system is open in nature. It's open standards based. So there is nothing proprietary in the system, except barring the indigenous ISRO technology that we are making use of. That too is also not proprietary. It is, I mean, it is something which is to be used for strategic applications within India. So the whole platform of the system is open in nature, and in future we can make additions, changes indigenously, openly. There is nothing closed in this system. No dependence on any specific vendor in future or any specific OEM in future. Once the indoor and outdoor units are mounted, installed, this is how they look. On the left-hand side is the outdoor unit. As you can, the white surface is actually the radome of the outdoor unit, which is, this is an RF transparent material. At the same time, it needs to be very rugged to withstand the harsh conditions as well as any high force impact that may come. And on the right-hand side is the indoor unit. In phase 2 rollout, the indoor unit is going to be shifted, is not planned to be installed on the front side, but it is going to be on the backside wall, rear wall towards ALP. Some screenshots of what the Loco Pilot is as an alternative. This is not supposed to be mandatory. Basically, you would all agree that the system will automate train movement timings, all arrival, departure, run through events, etc., occurring at various stations along the route. Before the journey starts, at least once, the loco which is hauling the train needs to be, we need to specify in the loco device as to which train is it hauling, only for once. So this mapping ideally should be done by the power controller. However, if for some reason it is either not done or not timely done, then an option has been given to the Loco Pilot that once he is there in the loco cabin, he can also enter the train number using this interface. I mentioned about the emergency messaging from Loco Pilot to the control room. So these are the pre-configured buttons which are provided on the device, single touch. The Loco Pilot has to just press the relevant button, soft button which is there on the touch screen. So these are the pre-configured, emergency messages. Suppose they are self-explanatory. I think you can easily, whenever he presses, say for example, track-related problem. So the nature of the problem as well as the location at which the button has been processed will automatically go to the respective control room. The RTIS system has been now generating enormous amount of data in real time, and this data already is being, the system has already been integrated with COA, FYS as well as ICMS, and the loco position every 30 seconds, then loco speed every 30 seconds, then the train running events like arrival, departure, and through events occurring at stations, or unscheduled stoppages that are occurring, they are being relayed to these systems also. These are the business outcomes from the phase 1 rollout. The RTIS system is generating about 2 lakh ADR events every day, and 54 lakh periodic location updates which get generated every 30 seconds. Now, something noteworthy, out of 2 lakh ADR events, I mean, these are figures of the pre-lockdown period when the traffic movement was normal. Out of 2 lakh ADR events that are getting generated every day, only about 1.35 lakh ADR events are getting consumed. Sorry, about 1 lakh events. This 2 lakh ADR event is the figure for electric locos, 2,700 electric locos on which the implementation was done in phase 1. Out of these 2,700 locos, typically we have observed about 92,000 odd are running or in service on a given day. I mean, ballpark average. These are generating about 2 lakh ADR events every day. However, only about 1 lakh such events are getting consumed in COA system. So 50% of what the system, RTI system is generating is actually is being brought to fruition. And the gap is this gap is primarily because of non-mapping of the loco with the train number. So this is one request that we wish to make, that if we want to fully exploit the capability of the system, this gap filled, and the mapping of the loco with the train number, the power controller or the loco piloting the train, that needs to be improved so that we are able to fully exploit the system. Besides the 2,700 electric locos that we, in which we install this device, the board, as well as Chris and the FOS organization, all of us collectively felt that there are 3,800 odd record devices already existing in diesel locos, so which were implemented for monitoring and for maintenance related activities for the diesel locos. So we are using the data from these devices also. That data also is being fetched in the Chris's data center here in Delhi and fed into the RTIS central infrastructure for chart plotting and public and passenger information. So these 3,800 locos are on average generating 1.35 lakh ADR events and 80 lakh periodic updates. And as we can see, it's about 25 of these ADR events are actually translating to the ADR events being used in the chart plotting. I mean, the other points which are mentioned in this slide are something which would be better known to you all. So I mean, I feel it should certainly enable better punctuality monitoring, because now we are getting, the amount of plotting on control charts has improved. Then also, the middle of the block section also, we are getting 30-second updates, periodic updates. So all of this should. The other element, of course, is that this is all real-time machine-fed data. There is no delay, and also the data is accurate. So our punctuality monitoring should certainly benefit immensely from this. The loco sheds are also able to get, are able to monitor their locos in real time and their position, location, etc., their speed profile and all. And that facility also has been recently extended to all the loco sheds. They have been given a user ID and password, and they can monitor the locos belonging to their shed. Passenger information, of course, has become more accurate and real time. And lately, very recently, the system has there's another group of people in CRIS who have utilized that data for using machine learning algorithms to analyze unscheduled stoppages of trains. This other thing which we keep getting queries relating to the ADR logic that is used in the RTIS system. If we discuss the actual logic, I mean, this is how we are sort of delineating a particular station, and that is the form of a circle. So the center line of the platform is the center of the circle, and we take the farthest home signal, and using that as the radius, if a circle is drawn, so that becomes the circle for a particular station. Now, this is the logic used for the various events that are utilized in RTIS system. Some of them may not be utilized by railways. For example, approach event not necessarily is not plotted on the charts, but we detect it. Approach event is said to have taken place when the loco crosses the home signal, and once it crosses the home signal, it has not yet reached the center or the center line of the platform. Rather, it has not even. There are some intermediate points also which are possible to be sort of demarcated in the system, but because of lack of spatial coordinates for those points, we could not really make use of them. So for now, approach event is when the loco has crossed the home signal, and thereafter the approach event is detected, and it is moving. The arrival event, prerequisite for arrival is approach event, and after the approach event has happened, if the loco fitted with this device crosses the center line of the platform and its speed becomes 0, that instant of time is recorded in the system as the arrival time. For departure, arrival is a prerequisite. After the arrival event had happened, if the train starts moving, the departure event is transmitted to the central server only once the train has crossed the advanced starter signal. That is basically the station circle, and its speed is equal to or greater than 3 kmph. However, the time instant or the time stamp which is used as the departure event time is the one at when the loco had started after the arrival event. If the approach event has happened and arrival event did not happen, and the train moves out of the station circle, that time instant, that is when the through event is sent to the central server. However, what is the time stamp which is used as through event? The average or the middle of the time, when the loco entered the circle and when it left the circle. That mid of the time is used as the through event. And whenever there is a stoppage in the block section, the speed of the loco becomes 0, that particular event is detected as an unscheduled stoppage. Now there are some, there's certain help, some processes that we wish, that are required to be followed by the zone railways. Loco shed, we have been requesting for this in all forums. Loco sheds should nominate one nodal person for coordination with BEL and GRIS. BEL is the system, the executing agency in the field for this system, and so that we are able to coordinate for the maintenance of the loco devices. Checks need to be implemented at loco sheds and trip sheds, and failures of device or faults that are happening should be communicated to the help desk of the BEL as well as GRIS. Any such issues are related, such problems are related, the railway should also indicate as to when will that loco be provided to us for maintenance. Before each journey starts, the operational staff, the loco operational staff should ensure that operational staff or LP or ALP should ensure that the device is in powered on mode. That means the MCB for the RTIS, the loco, should be on. There are engineers deputed by BEL in all the sheds. Either the problem be reported to them, it is best that if a problem is reported to them, a copy of that problem be sent to the CRISIS help desk and Bell Central Help Desk also, so that they can also keep monitoring what is the progress on that. When any such problem is relayed, SHED should also, communicate a probable date and time at which the logo shall be made available for the Bell engineer for maintenance activity. And as we are all aware, there have been instances of damage getting caused to the screen of the device or cables or connectors. That needs to be monitored and it needs to be precluded completely. Reason being that Bell initially they, whenever such a damage happened, they were repairing and replacing the units. But for last couple of months, they have now expressed their complete inability to do so. So local sheds will have to, work out a method, some method through which the replacements of damaged devices or parts could be done. Contact details for the help desk, the Bell as well as CRISIS help desk. Then the escalation matrix also is given in this slide. This presentation, of course, is going to be shared, so all of us will have a copy of it. Now, coming to the phase 2 rollout, board has sanctioned 6,000 more electric locos, which are to be covered in the phase 2 rollout in 48 loco sheds and production units. This revised estimate was sanctioned in September 2019. We were concurrently working on, the design changes or architectural changes that needed to be incorporated based on the learnings from the phase 1. The resultant specifications for the device have been finalized in coordination with ISRO, and RDSO approval for the same also has been done. The process for procurement of these devices for 6,000 more locomotives through an open RFP, open tender process is presently underway. Now, this is all that I wanted to, share from my side. If there are any questions, queries, or something, we can have those. Or Rahul, Rahulji, would you be? What is the process that we have been following for any interaction, queries, or?
Anyone interested from the field, they can ask questions. So they can raise their hand. We will open them, unmute them, so they can ask.
Okay. So, who's going to enable? Yeah.
Rahul, I can see number of hands raised. We can start from top. I think Nitin Marathe from Bhopal has raised his hand. Maybe he can be allowed to ask a question.
Who is going to enable the people to ask questions who have raised their hand? Is it being done by Pankaj?
Yes, sir.
Pankaj, do it.
Yes, sir.
कर दीजिए ना, भाई.
Nitin, Mr. Nitin, you can ask question.
Shri Nitin Marathe ji, you can ask your question.
I have joined late. Kindly explain the full form of the RTIS.
RTIS is Real-Time Train Information System.
Okay.
Basically, it is a satellite-based train tracking system.
Okay.
Next, Pankaj, next.
Next is Mr. Bhagirathi Subandhi. Hello, Miss Bhagirathi Subandhi. Okay, good. No issue. Next. Next is Praveen Tiwari. Hello, sir. Praveen Tiwari, sir.
Hello. Actually, I wanted to ask regarding there is a lot of scope with this RTIS regarding report generation and use by the punctuality people in the control, but that is not being done actually. Earlier, it was promised that there will be means when an engine is attached to the train, actually in COA and in other systems, the profile of the train is already there. So based on that, why we cannot generate SMS and reports regarding how extra stoppages train has done, automatically generated. If the train has stopped for whatever reason where there is no scheduled stoppage, these kind of things. And continuously, if why cannot we map that train with the caution order in the if there is a window can be given to the control where they can just feed the location or the GPS location, the caution order which is already implemented in a section, and we can monitor safely if the train is going in that speed restriction only at that place. These kind of things, actually these are needed. It is good that the charting is done automatically, but the basic use of this thing can be exploited only if different reports are generated on the basis of that. So is there any plan regarding this?
I think Rahulji, you may like to take this, respond to this query.
Okay, we will think of it. We are planning something, but not of the same scale as you mentioned. But we will think of it and we'll do it. Okay.
Next. I wish to add to what Rahulji just now said. You see, as far as RTIS system is concerned, there is a particular scope that has been defined by the Railway Board for this system against which the estimate has been sanctioned. There are specified timelines also given for phase one rollout and phase two rollout. RTIS, that particular scope is what we have been focusing on so far. RTIS system per se is acquiring the train movement data, information in real time accurately, and giving it to COA, which is further also going to FOIS, ICMS, etc. Now, applications, the use cases which were mentioned just now, they are mostly relating to what will emanate from ICMS or FOIS or COA. So I think these are potential expansions or use cases of these systems which are getting enabled by the real-time RTIS. Of course, I mean, Chris and FOIS organization and board will have all these things in their mind, and maybe all these plans would be actuated in future. Pankaj, go to the next question. Pankaj, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Next is Mr. Ashok. Mr. Ashok. Hello, Ashok has muted himself. Mr. Vikas. Mr. Vikas Anand. हेलो मिस्टर विकास आनंद।
पंकज, जो सवाल पूछते हैं वो दिखते क्यों नहीं है स्क्रीन पे? या आई मीन
वो अटेंडेंस में है सर।
नहीं वो ठीक है, बट अटेंडेंस में अलग से पता नहीं लग पा रहा है हु इज आस्किंग द क्वेश्चन एट अ गिवन मोमेंट।
हाँ, मैं विकास बोल रहा हूँ। Am I audible?
Yes. Yeah.
My question was, this was regarding the geofence which you said that आपने स्टेशन का सेंटर लेके जो एडवांस स्टार्टर का डिस्टेंस है उसको मेजर करके एक सर्कुलर जियोफेंस बना रखा है उसी
Yes.
जब फॉयस में हमें ट्रेन अटैच करना होता है ज्योग्राफिकली मेनी लोकेशंस आर सच, जैसे स्टेशन हुआ या यार्ड हुआ, वो सर्कुलर अगर आप जियो फेंस रखेंगे तो वो ओवरलैप हो जाता है। तो इस कारण से बहुत बार जियो फेंसेस छोटे हैं तो वो सही लोकेशन पे वो कैप्चर नहीं हो पाता है, जिस कारण से ट्रेन अटैचमेंट में प्रॉब्लम आता है। आई थिंक वी नीड टू ऑप्टिमाइज इट एंड मेक पॉलीगॉन टाइप ऑफ जियो फेंसेस, जो कि अगर हमारा जैसे लोको शेड, ट्रिप शेड ये सब आस हो तो उसको सेपरेट आउट किया जा सके। ठीक है, वो एक्यूरेटली फिर उसके बाद मार्क कर पाएगा कि इज इट अवेलेबल इन सम यार्ड और इज इट अवेलेबल इन ट्रिप शेड और इज इट अवेलेबल इन लोको शेड। ठीक है, सर्कुलर जियो फेंस इज नॉट suitable.
Ashish, we want to respond to it.
Yes, sir. Actually, we have seen this thing, especially at FOS location. So presently we are testing this functionality. We have already done a POC. So in future will we implement the logic for various sheds to detect the shed based on the polygon.
हाँ, वो एक बार थोड़ा मेहनत लगेगा, थोड़ा एफर्ट लगेगा, बट दैट विल बी बेटर, क्वाइट बेटर। मतलब वी हैव आवर ओन सिस्टम, सियालदा सबर्बन ट्रैकिंग सिस्टम, जो हमने जीपीएस बेस्ड ही बना रखा है सबर्बन के लिए। वो बड़ा ही परफेक्ट काम करता है। कार शेड और स्टेशन ये सब आसपास हैं, बट हमने पॉलीगन टाइप जियोफेंस बना रखा है तो बड़ा इजीली कैप्चर होता है, उसमें कभी दिक्कत नहीं आती है। ऐसा नहीं कि लोको फॉयस में मूव करा के फिर उसके पीछे दौड़ रहे हैं कि जब जियोफेंस में एंटर करेगा इमीडिएट उसको कट इन करना है और तब तक फॉल्स लोको से चलाना पड़ रहा है। इस टाइप का इशू नहीं होता है हमारा कभी। ठीक है।
Yeah, you are right, and we are working on it.
As you mentioned, Ashish mentioned that we have done this particular thing has been tested for a couple of stations where there was an adjoining siding and the siding is overlapping with the station circle. So it's again based on that polygon based geofencing only. So we will be then now expanding it to other stations also, so that this particular peculiarity, this issue especially for freight traffic, that gets addressed.
I had one more question. What about increasing the resolution? ये कुछ है क्या ऐसा प्लान? 30 seconds को और क्यों नहीं improve करना है?
30 seconds का जो डेटा अभी आ रहा है उसको तो पहले हम लोग सब उसको कंज्यूम तो करें अच्छे से। Actually, this is actually limited by what is the amount of bandwidth that is available to us for the satellite communication. So that is something which needs to be utilized very optimally, and it's actually a very scarce and costly resource, national resource at the national level. So
नहीं, बट इसके तो स्टैंडर्ड प्रोटोकॉल्स में few bytes of data ही हर बार भेजा जाता है डिवाइस से, तो it will not take much bandwidth.
So this is all fine, I know that, but I am saying that 30 seconds is what is the best possible right now. There are no plans of going below that. However, we wish to add here that all of us, CRIS, voice organization, zonal railways, will need to start consuming this 30-second data effectively, in all ways that is possible.
Actually, somebody asked a question कि इसमें आप caution का क्यों नहीं दिखा सकते हैं? Caution को cover करना है तो in that case you need some fine resolution of data. Like in our system, we have kept it at 3 seconds. We take data every 3 seconds. So we can do a thresholding. तो बड़ा अच्छे से हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि caution 250 मीटर ऑब्जर्व हुआ कि कितना लंबा ऑब्जर्व हुआ। मतलब caution is the caution distance plus जो ट्रेन लेंथ है वो होगा, तो फाइनली उसमें आता है। 30 सेकंड्स पे आप करेंगे तो फिर वो रिपोर्ट जनरेशन के लिए उतना इफेक्टिव नहीं होगा।
मैं आपसे पहले विकास जी, you are from which zone and division?
Eastern Railway, Sealdah division. I am senior D operation Sealdah.
Okay. Vikas, yeah.
Raman, as the operation from Sealdah is saying that they already have this kind of logic of having a polygon. Why can't we have a look at it?
Yeah, certainly, sir. That we'll do.
In touch with him, and while you are doing your.
Okay, I'll share the IP address जो हमारे सिस्टम का है. In fact, we have developed an app also for staff specials. और अभी तो जो हमारे फ्लैग स्टेशन है उस पर ट्रेन की टाइमिंग्स डिस्प्ले करने के लिए भी हमारा ही सिस्टम यूज हो रहा है, जहाँ पे एग्जिस्टिंग PRS का नेटवर्क नहीं था। तो आई विल शेयर दी IP एड्रेस, उसमें गेस्ट लॉगिन करके आप लोग जो रिपोर्ट्स जनरेट होते हैं आप देख सकते हैं। वी हैव कलर कोडेड स्पीड चार्ट एंड स्पीड मैप। स्पीड मैप में भी आप ओवर मैप वो कलर कोडेड है कि किस स्पीड पे गाड़ी मूव कर रही है, कहाँ क्या रहा वो देख सकते हैं। या बाई लेवल थ्रेशोल्डिंग करना हो, अपर लोअर लिमिट डिफाइन करके दैट आल्सो यू कैन सी। तो क्वेश्चन से कहीं 45 का क्वेश्चन है, 40-45 दो अगर उसका लिमिट हमने दे दिया तो दैट विल अपीयर एज अ डिफरेंट कलर एज से ब्लू, और बाकी जो है वो ग्रे आउट हो जाएगा। एंड यू कैन सी लाइव व्यू आल्सो।
आशीष आप इनका वो नोट कर लीजिए, एड्रेस भी ले लेते हैं और फिर स्वप्ना से कोऑर्डिनेट करके लेट अस स्टडी दिस फर्दर and let us see how is it different the geofencing part, right? As far as that 30 second से ज्यादा रेजोल्यूशन बढ़ाने का वो इस IR वाइड इस सिस्टम में अभी संभव नहीं है। आने वाले समय में हम we will see, and you know there's another point that I wish to make. See, for any such system when it starts at a nationwide level with a given defined scope, you know, there is always this temptation to cover more and more use cases, more and more sub applications or applications from the system. So there is a careful trade-off that we need to make, you know, between to what extent should we target. We need to phase it out, you know, in several phases. Otherwise, this I have seen from whatever little experience I have is one of the very huge risks for projects. So it leads to, I mean, we start targeting something and we get mired in certain objectives which may not be achievable at a given point in the time. Can we move to the next question, please, Pankaj?
Next is Mr. Aman Mittal. Hello. Hello. Next, Mr. Aman Mittal. Okay. Next is Mr. Harsh Srivastav. Mr. Harsh Srivastav.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I have 3 things to tell. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Speak, Harsh. We are listening. Please speak.
Yeah, fine. So, like we have all the data of all the trains. I am giving a route. Suppose Ghaziabad to New Delhi, there are 5-6 stations, and there's an arrival point for Ghaziabad and a departure point for Ghaziabad. Let's call it G1, GA, and GD. Same for all the stations. What I want is a plot on XY axis. Whenever train has entered Ghaziabad, say train at morning 8 a.m., that point is plotted, departure is plotted. So full route is plotted. Now I can overlap another train, whether it's at night or any time. I can overlap any number of trains. So it will give me on a route how much time each train is taking, and those are dips. Now dips will help me where system has a problem. Like suppose all the trains dip at a certain point and there is no caution or nothing. That means we know that is a choke point. We may see repercussion later, but a choke point is that point where there is a dip in chart of all the trains when we overlap them one over another. That is the first thing I want in RTAS, and that can be used using the data we have if we make certain changes in the data frame. Second thing I want, and we can plot caution in that also, so that we know where it is breaching the caution, how much speed it is going down, and whether all trains are following or not, which driver is not following the caution properly, like that. Second thing I want, sir, is like a route is there, Ghaziabad to New Delhi, whatever I want to select, okay? Then I plot the timings of all the trains on that. Suppose 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, like that. Now in that, I compare each train with its own past journey and its own best run, so that I know, because every time things are different. Like morning, there's a free route, night, there's no free route. So morning and night comparison is not always correct. So I will compare during 9 to 10 slot, 10 to 11 slot for each train, so that we know that on a particular day, how it is behaving with its own past record or best record, so that we can optimize that. That is the second thing I need. And third thing is the API. If I have an API, I can play with the data. I can do it all the things myself. So if you provide a Python API, then we can use the data and we can do the things ourselves. So these 3 things I need. Thank you, sir.
Ashish, why don't you share this?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to tell that the RTS device, when it's send any update, it includes the latitude and longitude of its current location.
Okay, sir.
From the RTS perspective, it is giving very rich data. It is giving speed also. Okay, it is giving lat long also. So if that data is then utilized in the end applications, like you were saying that we need to see the best train route overlapping. So such facilities can be implemented in the end application.
Yes,
So
sir.
charting is being done in the COA application. So RTIS role is to provide the rich data to the end application.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as sir mentioned earlier also that there is some defined scope for the RTIS, and we need to right now focus on that.
So I agree. I just want the API
Your
connection so that I can use that data. Rest, like we can do it. If we just get data format that through API directly, then we can implement all these systems.
the entire data of RTIS is being relayed to the COA divisional server receive the data of all the locos that are running in that division. The entire
Yes.
data is in real time related to the COA system.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
We
you
cannot
can
take from COA.
Yeah,
We
they
cannot
can take it from
COA.
COA, na?
Yeah.
So, but we can take from COA. Every time we have to ask for a query, rather than if there's a direct online API, we just log in from that API through our application, whatever Python or whatever we are using, and it will directly do all the calculations.
Okay,
Every single Python creating it.
let me interject. Harsh, I got your point. The point is good, valid. You see, there is always the right way of doing a particular thing. Now, for example, right now you are from a particular division, say Ghaziabad division.
Yes, sir.
Today you need it in Ghaziabad. Tomorrow other divisions would need it. Someone may need it at zonal headquarter level also.
Yes,
See,
sir.
so what we are trying to say is that the RTIS system, the infrastructure, etc., it is sized for particular functions. The function of RTIS system is very well defined, that it has to pass on real-time data to the COA system through the enterprise service bus. And through the same ESB, the data is also being passed on to the ICMS and the FOIS system. Now, it is for these consuming applications to either directly provide you what you are wanting, or through analytics and ML based algorithms provide you what you are wanting, or if they so decide that this particular function can be implemented in a distributed manner at the divisional level, and they feel that providing the raw data to the divisions and leaving the divisions to do this job on their own is a better idea, it is actually they will have to take this call.
So I agree. Issue is neither COA gives us data, nor ICMS, nor RTS. Now that's the issue. We feed the data also, but we cannot take that data. So that is the issue. ICMS is also not providing us the data.
Harsh, we have Rahul here with us from FOIS organization. I think he would have also been, observing all the proceedings. So maybe we need to discuss this with FOIS organization, between Chris and FOIS, and then we need to decide it and take a call as to how this should be implemented. How this requirement should be met.
Yes, sir, it will help us actually.
We will discuss it separately. Let others ask question. Okay, your point well taken. We will discuss and we will certainly find out some way to it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Mr. Varun Kumar Singh. Hello. Mr. Varun Kumar Singh. Mr. Mangilal Bishnoi. Hello. Mr. Rajiv Mishra. 68. You can ask your question. You can ask your question.
Hello. Mangilal Vishnoi here. Audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Deputy C operation from.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah. First, I would like to appreciate that RTIS is a really wonderful system, and it is helping a lot in locating the locomotives, and also the way we approached it for the centralized procurement and centralized installation. So that is really highly appreciated. Now, if we come regarding the technical support, so as far as my understanding go from the slides, BEL is in hurry to disown it, which is very unfortunate, because lot of thing has to be addressed, and locomotives, especially good locomotives, hardly visit locosets. They remain in yards and various places. Now, basically BEL has outsourced the maintenance activities to their subcontractor, and before lockdown their technical engineers, technicians used to visit and put right whatever issues were there. Now we need to devise a mechanism to have the continual AMC for RTIS, because giving that responsibility to shared where loco is even not visiting for months is not a justified step. This need to be again how we done the procurement, how we manage installation. We need to have the technical support and AMC in the centralized manner. Thank you.
Yeah, we do admit that during the lockdown, there has been some, gap and some slippages have come in the maintenance activity being done by BEL. However, I mean, these are being taken up with BEL, and I'm sure we'll be able to gear them up and they will improve their field maintenance performance. As regards maintenance of the device on a long-term basis, you see, almost a year, more than a year has already elapsed. The device, we are not expecting sheds to maintain the device. The unit replacements or whatever faults are coming are being addressed by BEL. This is going to continue. This is going to continue for another year. However, thereafter, we will have to discuss with the Railway Board and FOIS organization, and then devise a method as to how the devices should be maintained in future.
Here is Rajiv Mishra, CLI headquarters. Hello.
हेलो
राजीव मिश्रा, CLI हेडक्वार्टर। सर मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि भोपाल रीजन में 20 इंटरचेंज पॉइंट है, वहाँ से लॉजिक में प्रॉब्लम है। सर आप सुनते हैं?
आपकी आवाज क्लियरली सुनाई नहीं दे रही है राजीव जी।
सर मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, हेलो अभी सुनाई दे रही है?
Sunayi Daria, it will be really good idea if all the whoever is asking the question, if they can also tell they are from which railway and what is their role, current assignment. That will be a good help.
CLI headquarter from Bhopal division WCR.
Okay जी, okay.
मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि बिना कुछ सर वहाँ पे काफी गाड़ियां पंक्चुअलिटी लॉस होती हैं। जब गाड़ी की ट्रेन का अराइवल होता है तो कभी कभी होम सिग्नल का टाइम ले लेता है, और जब गाड़ी का डिपार्चर होता है तो कभी कभी वो एडवांस स्टार्टर का टाइम लेता है। सर हमने
लोको चेन पॉइंट है क्या वो?
नहीं सर, लोको चेन नहीं, ये थ्रू ट्रेन्स की प्रॉब्लम्स बता रहा हूँ सर। मैं काफी केसेस ऐसे सर उनको वहाँ पे क्रिस्को। एक तो सर ये है, और दूसरा सर प्रॉब्लम ये जो एलपी के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सर, जैसे पीछे से आ रही है दिल्ली से अगर ट्रेन स्टार्ट हुई है तो दिल्ली वाला एलपी अगर उसमें भरता है कि ये ट्रेन नंबर, तो उसके बाद सर वो जो है उसको वो डेटा दिखता नहीं टैक्स बॉक्स में। अगर क्रू चेंजिंग पॉइंट सर उसके बाद झांसी है तो झांसी वाला एलपी अगर ये देखेगा कि इसने पहले उसमें डेटा भरा है कि नहीं भरा, तो उसको दिखता नहीं है। तो वो सर वो डेटा रिट्रीवल उसमें टेक्स्ट बॉक्स में कम से कम दिखना चाहिए। और एक पॉइंट ये सर के जो लॉगिन जो GUI है वो टच स्क्रीन बेस्ड बनाया है, लेकिन सर उसका टेक्स्ट बॉक्स इतना छोटा है और टच स्क्रीन का कैलिब्रेशन डिस्टर्ब रहता है, जनरली वाइब्रेशन होते रहते हैं।
सही काम की चीज इसने बताई।
अच्छा सर, वो उसको जो है सर टेक्स्ट बॉक्स में जब एंट्री करता है तो उसको जो है कई बार काफी प्रॉब्लम करके उसको जो है भरना पड़ता है। टेक्स्ट बॉक्स टच स्क्रीन के हिसाब से बहुत छोटा बनाया गया सर, टच स्क्रीन के हिसाब से टेक्स्ट बॉक्स।
हाँ, आपका पहला पॉइंट तो आशीष, आई वुड सजेस्ट कि आप नोट कर लें एज टू व्हाट कैन बी डन अबाउट इट. We can think, discuss and see as to how that can be addressed. First point that has been raised. The second point, you see, is once again a very pertinent point. There have been some issues with the resolution or the calibration of the screen and all. कुछ हद तक उसका कारण ये भी है कि देखिए ये एक फुल फ्लेजेड कंप्यूटर है जो लोगों में लगाया गया है, अब उसमें क्या है कि जो उसका ग्रेसफुल शटडाउन तो होता नहीं है, यानी
जी जी
जो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम उसमें रेड हैट लिनक्स है एम्बेडेड, बट जब गाड़ी अपने गंतव्य पे पहुंच जाती है एंड यू नो व्हेन बिफोर द लोको इज स्टेबल, तो डिवाइस को तो कोई शटडाउन करता नहीं, ना ही हम ऐसा एक्सपेक्ट भी कर रहे हैं कि कोई डिवाइस को लोको पायलट इज गोइंग टू शट इट डाउन बिफोर स्विचिंग ऑफ द इंजन।
लेकिन सर जो टेक्स्ट बॉक्स का साइज है उसको तो बड़ा बनाया जा सकता है सर।
हाँ, उस जो टेक्स्ट बॉक्स वाला जो साइज है आशीष, उसको भी आप नोट कर लीजिए as to what we can do about it. If there is more space available, we can increase the size so that we can आसान हो जाए। और जहां तक रही बात कैलिब्रेशन की और फोकस वगैरह की, उसके ऊपर अभी भी कुछ बहुत सारी इंप्रूवमेंट्स पिछले रिलीज सॉफ्टवेयर रिलीजेस में की गई है और उस पर काम अभी भी जारी है। टू द एक्सटेंट पॉसिबल वी आर स्टिल फर्दर ट्राइंग टू इंप्रूव दैट।
सर एक चीज और मैं कहना चाह रहा था, एलपी के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से जब सर वो टेक्स्ट बॉक्स पे क्लिक करता है तो कभी कभी कीबोर्ड ऑटो पॉपअप नहीं होता है।
हाँ,
और
ये
दूसरा
प्रॉब्लम भी
उसको जो
नोन है, ये प्रॉब्लम भी हमें नोन है।
जी सर, और कीबोर्ड का जो सर अल्फाबेट है ABC वगैरह जो उसको जो डालना है एडमिन 1 2 3 या जो भी LP 1 2 3, तो उसमें सर जो बहुत ही मिनिएचर वो है उसको करने में बड़ी प्रॉब्लम जाती है सर।
आशीष, ये कीबोर्ड का जो गैप है, इंटर की गैप या जो कीबोर्ड का साइज कि अगर उसको थोड़ा और बढ़ाया जा सकता है,
जिस
ये भी
की
हम
को
नोट कर
अगर
लें।
यूज नहीं करना है
यस सर,
उसकी जगह सर कुछ की बड़ी कर दी जाए। अच्छा सर, इसके अलावा सर एक इशू और है सर कि जो स्क्रीन को वेकअप करना होता है कभी कभी कई बार टच करके और एरो नहीं आता है, फिर एमसीबी को हमको डाउन करना पड़ता है, एमसीबी को ऑफ करके ऑन करने के बाद वो जो एरो आता है फिर उसको वेकअप करना पड़ता है। तो ये सर एक बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है क्योंकि मेल एक्सप्रेस में एलपी का पीछे जा पाना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होता है सर एक बार गाड़ी स्टार्ट हो गई।
ठीक बात, बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं आप। ये प्रॉब्लम्स आशीष, let us please make a note of all these points which have been raised, these issues that have been conveyed by Rajiv ji। और
Yes, sir, I have noted.
हाँ, इनमें से मैं ये कहना चाह रहा था कि ये बहुत हद तक सभी समस्याएं या इश्यूज जो रिलेटिवली जो बीच बीच में इंटरमिटेंट प्रॉब्लम जो आती है वो हमें पता भी लगी है। इसके ऊपर अभी भी काम जारी है, वर्क इज इन प्रोग्रेस along with Web, and we are hopeful that we will be able to sort out most of these issues, you know, in near term।
अच्छा सर, एक चीज मैं ये कहना चाह रहा था कि जहाँ पे लोगों की फ्रीक्वेंट अटैचिंग डिटैचिंग है, जैसे कि हमारे यहाँ इटारसी में है भोपाल डिवीजन में फ्रीक्वेंट अटैचिंग डिटैचिंग होता था, अभी थोड़ा सा कम हो गया लेकिन अभी भी होता है। तो वो सर उस समय मतलब कंट्रोल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से जो लोगों को अटैच करता है टीएलसी या पावर कंट्रोलर, वो डिले हो जाता है, लेकिन उसको ओवरकम करने के लिए वो एलपी कर सकता है। तो शुरू में क्या हुआ सर, जब लॉन्च हुआ था तो क्लियर कट इंस्ट्रक्शन कहीं नहीं थे एलपी के लिए। इसकी वजह से बहुत सारी गाड़ियां लॉस हो गई भोपाल डिवीजन में, क्योंकि अगर वो लोगो कट रहा है तो उस एलपी को टर्मिनेटिंग स्टेशन लिखना पड़ेगा और जो स्टार्ट कर रहा दूसरा लोगो लगा रहा है उसको स्टार्टिंग लिखना पड़ेगा। क्या सर सही है ये? अगर किसी ट्रेन से लोगो कटता है सर तो उसका टर्मिनेटिंग लिखना पड़ेगा क्या?
वो आपको वहाँ पे तो लोगो पायलट एंड जर्नी कर दे जब लोगो कट रहा है।
हाँ सर, मैं यही कहना चाह रहा हूँ। तो इसके लिए सर कहीं भी इंस्ट्रक्शंस जो है ना डिवीजन को एक सर एक कम्युनिकेशन जो है जो आरटीआईएस के बारे में डायरेक्ट डिविजन्स को सर कम से कम डिविजनल हेडक्वार्टर को कम से कम उसका
राजीव जी इसमें ऐसा है कि अभी तक अगर ये नहीं दी गई इंस्ट्रक्शन तो उसका कारण ये है कि जहां तक मैं समझता हूँ कि ये फंक्शंस बेसिकली पावर कंट्रोलर या टीएलसी के हैं प्राइमरली। एक दूसरी तरफ ये होता है कि ये कहा जाता है कि भाई लोको पायलट को और काम ना दिया जाए।
जी जी सर।
अब इसमें अगर जोनल रेलवेज एक मत हो जाए कि भाई लोको पायलट ही बेस्ट करेगा तो ये इंस्ट्रक्शन भी ऐड हो सकती है। हाउएवर सिस्टम में प्रावधान है कि वो जर्नी रिपोर्ट कर सकते हैं लोको पायलट या एएलपी बाय प्रेसिंग दैट बटन।
जी जी जी, ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सर। बस यही प्रॉब्लम्स थी मेरी, मैंने कन्वे कर दी सर।
नेक्स्ट एसएम कुलकर्णी जी फ्रॉम हुगली। डी प्रियदर्शनी।
हेलो।
यस
हाँ सर, ये
हाँ सर,
डेली
पूछिए।
पोजीशन बनती है। हेलो।
पूछिए सर, पूछिए, आवाज आ रही है आपकी।
हाँ हाँ, डेली पोजीशन बनती है रेमलोट आरटीआईएस फेलियर की। उसमें फेल परसेंटेज, नो डेटा एंड सक्सेस रहता है। व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन फेल एंड नो डेटा? क्योंकि फेल ऑलवेज 0% है। आज से 4-5 महीने पहले तो उसका परसेंटेज आता था, लेकिन काफी मतलब 2-3 महीने से 0% आता है। लॉकडाउन पीरियड में मेंटेनेंस इश्यू के बाद भी फेलियर 0 है, तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। बट व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन फेल एंड नो डेटा?
आशीष, you take this.
नहीं, ये कौन सी रिपोर्ट की बात कर रहे हैं? ये समझना पड़ेगा।
वेब रिपोर्ट जनरेट
आपको
होती
कहाँ
है
से मिलती है
डेली।
रिपोर्ट? कहाँ
ये
से मिलती है?
हमारी
कौन जनरेट करता है?
हाँ,
कौन जनरेट करता है?
डेली
कौन से
हमारे
सिस्टम से?
पास में रेलवे बोर्ड से आती है, अपना FOIS सिस्टम से। उसमें डेली रिपोर्ट्स आती है। इसमें एक हमारी आती है RB 788 वेस्टर्न रेलवे में। मैं वेस्टर्न रेलवे डिप्टी सीएम FOIS हूँ। उसमें RB 788 है, रेमलोट आरटीआईएस लोको पोजीशन समरी एज ऑन 28/7 का मैं देख रहा हूँ। उसमें फेलियर परसेंटेज, नो डेटा एंड सक्सेस एंड टोटल। फेल ऑलवेज 0 रहता है पिछले कई दिनों से, और
ये
नो डेटा
एक्चुअली रिपोर्ट,
परसेंटेज ऑलवेज रहता है
ये
30-40%। तो व्हाट
ये
इज द
एक्चुअली
डिफरेंस
रिपोर्ट,
बिटवीन द फेल एंड नो डेटा?
ये एक्चुअली रिपोर्ट है कि जो लोगों का अटैचमेंट किया जा रहा है ट्रेन के साथ, उसका उसका सक्सेस और फेलियर का ये परसेंटेज है। ठीक है, जो जो
नहीं,
नो
तो
डेटा है,
फेल परसेंटेज ऑलवेज 0 है।
फेल परसेंटेज तब होगा जब जब लोग को गलत अटैच कर दिया जाएगा और आरटीआई सिस्टम बता रहा है कि वो दूसरी लोकेशन पे है और उसका अटैचमेंट किसी अलग लोकेशन पे किया गया। ठीक है, वो है
नहीं तो
वो है
आरटीआई
फेल।
सिस्टम का फेलियर का ये नहीं फेल है।
अब मेरी बात सुनिए पहले। ठीक है, ये अटैचमेंट की रिपोर्ट है। और
ओके।
जो नो डेटा का जो परसेंटेज है, वो ये है कि उस सिस्टम जो लोग को अटैच हुआ, उसका आरटीआई से डेटा नहीं आ रहा था, तो उसको उसका अटैचमेंट सिस्टम ने अलाउ कर दिया।
ओके।
ये सिर्फ लोगों के अटैचमेंट और डिटैचमेंट की सक्सेस और फेलियर का परसेंटेज है।
ओके, बट इसका हेड यहाँ पे इवेंट फेलियर लिखा है, तो हो सकता है।
ये अटैचमेंट इवेंट, जो मुझे समझ में आया, ये अटैचमेंट से रिलेटेड है।
पंकज, नेक्स्ट
विवेक, मिस्टर विवेक।
Good afternoon, everyone. Sir. हेलो।
हाँ विवेक जी, कहिए आप।
आवाज मिल रही है सर मेरी?
हाँ हाँ, बिल्कुल क्लियर।
सर, ये जो इसका जो लोकेशन को लेकर के कुछ स्टाफ कंप्लेंट करते हैं, ऑलवेज जो डेस्क पर जहाँ लगाया है, इसको कहीं थोड़ा सा पीछे की तरफ शिफ्ट किया जा सकता है। तो इस बारे में थोड़ा सा मैं अपना सुझाव देना चाह रहा था, क्योंकि जब काउंसिल करते हैं स्टाफ को, तो वो ज़्यादातर ये बताते हैं कि उनको वर्किंग करने में थोड़ा परेशानी महसूस होती है।
हाँ, ये सुझाव पहले जब कुछ लोगों में लगाने के बाद डिवाइस मिला था, तो आगे के इंस्टॉलेशन जो है फिर उसको जितना संभव था पीछे सरका दिया गया था डिवाइस को। हाउएवर, जैसा कि मैं पहले भी कह रहा था ड्यूरिंग द प्रेजेंटेशन, फेज 2 रोल आउट में तो ये डेस्क के ऊपर लगेगा ही नहीं। पीछे ALP के पीछे जो रियर वॉल है, वहां पे ये इंडोर यूनिट फिक्स किया जाएगा।
जी जी जी, थैंक यू सर।
ओके जी। पंकज, नेक्स्ट
मिस्टर अशोक कुमार। ओके, मिस्टर अर्पित कपूर। हेलो, मिस्टर अर्पित कपूर। अर्पित। मिस्टर इम्तियाज। हेलो, मिस्टर इम्तियाज।
Hello, very good afternoon, everyone. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, sir. Very good. Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Sir, there are 2-3 issues. One by one, I will raise here. One is conflict in coordinates. You know, I'm Senior coaching Danapur, and before this pandemic, there was always some issue regarding punctuality loss on account of coordinate issue, right? at the Danapur stations, the topography of a station is such that railway lines are not parallel to each other, right? So I used to get complaints from my people that the train loses punctuality because of the coordinates. The coordinates that have been taken by RTIS is different for different lines. So how is it done? During now the second point I would like to raise is that again on the punctuality issue, I used to hear that this RTIS device is switched off by Locopilot or someone. So is it so easy, or is manipulation of device is done? Is it made foolproof, or have you thought on these things? हेलो
देखिए, जो आपका पहला पॉइंट है उसके लिए आशीष, I request that you please note this point. Danapur station, let us see the station topography, I mean the station layout.
उसके लिए मैं इनको रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि कोई स्पेसिफिक केस किसी एक पर्टिकुलर ट्रेन का वो हमें भेज दें हेल्प डेस्क पे.
I've been talking with engineers at CRIS before pandemic, and thereafter, because of the number of trains have come down, so the issue has not come up. But before pandemic, the issue was not resolved. Even after I gave some coordinates, sending my people to take coordinate and send to CRIS. So this was the issue. Again, I will contact CRIS for this, as you said.
इम्तियाज
Sir, good evening, sir.
नमस्ते. ये जो बंसल साहब और जो आशीष कह रहे हैं, जरा एक बार दोबारा डिटेल दिलवा दो तो हम फिर से जांच करवा लेंगे दानापुर का. डोंट वरी, टेक केयर. राइट
सर. अच्छा, ये सर जो डिवाइस को स्विच ऑफ करने की बात है,
डिवाइस स्विच ऑफ करते हैं. सुनो, डिवाइस को आवश्यकता नहीं पड़ती है. जब लोको चला गया मेंटेनेंस में शेड में, तो उस समय डिवाइस को ऑन रखने की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है. वहाँ पर डिवाइस को स्विच ऑफ किया ही जाना चाहिए. उसके लिए वहाँ पे एक लगाया हुआ है एलसीडी, इसको स्विच ऑफ किया जाता है, और जब फिर फंक्शनल जब हो, जब डिप्लॉय किया जा रहा है, तो स्विच ऑन किया जाना चाहिए. तो वो तो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी हमको देनी पड़ेगी फील्ड में लोगों को.
while running of train ये कभी आता है सर कि ये
while running train ये अपने आप से बंद नहीं हो सकता है. अपने आप
इंटरचेंज पॉइंट पे सर कभी इंटरचेंज पॉइंट की बात आती है सर.
इसमें इम्तियाज, इसमें आप लोगों को विशेष रोल प्ले करना है
सर.
that it doesn't get switched off while the train is on. वो आपकी जिम्मेवारी है.
सर. Thank you, sir.
Okay, next is Mr. Rakesh Chaubey. Mr. Sumit. Mr. Thobis. Mr. S.K. Tiwari. Mr. Sanjay.
मैं लोकल इंस्पेक्टर हूँ इटारसी भोपाल डिवीजन में. मैं ये बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि चूंकि आरटीआईएस का जो स्क्रीन है उसका टच कहीं इसमें काम नहीं करता है, तो क्यों ना उसके साथ एक छोटा माउस लगा दे जिससे हम डाटा जो है वो ट्रेन का डिटेल उसमें फीड कर सके. नंबर 1. नंबर 2 सर, ये हो रहा है कि जब हम उसमें टच उसका काम नहीं करते हैं तो ट्रेन का एंड जर्नी भी नहीं डाल पा रहे और स्टार्ट जर्नी भी नहीं डाल पा रहे. जब माउस रहेगा तो वो हम दोनों काम कर सकते हैं. तीसरा है कि जब उसको तो उसको पीछे की डिटेल्स दिखती नहीं है तो वो फिर से डाटा फीड कर देता है, तो इससे कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं आएगी?
आशीष, आप एड्रेस कीजिए.
हाँ, जो आपका लास्ट क्वेश्चन है कि तो अगर डेटा दोबारा फीड कर दिया ट्रेन का लोको डिवाइस में, तो उसमें उससे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी, ठीक है। पहला तो ये जवाब हो गया। दूसरा, आप कह रहे हैं कि माउस दिलवा दीजिए, एक उसे डिटेक्टेबल डिवाइस है, वो लोको में लगाना ठीक नहीं है, और फिर उसकी देख रेख और वो सब इश्यूज, ना ही वो लंबे समय के लिए ठीक से काम कर पाएगा लोकोमोटिव में। हम जो डिवाइस में जो प्रॉब्लम है डिस्प्ले स्क्रीन की, टच स्क्रीन की, उसकी रिजोल्यूशन के ऊपर हम काम कर रहे हैं और जल्दी ही वो रिजॉल्व हो जाएगा। काफ़ी सारे इम्प्रूवमेंट्स पहले से अभी तक हो चुके हैं। पहले ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम थी, उसके बाद काफ़ी सारे इम्प्रूवमेंट्स हो चुके हैं, और हमें मालूम है कि अभी और इम्प्रूवमेंट चाहिए, तो हम उस पर काम कर रहे हैं।
थैंक यू।
मिस्टर हितेश यादव।
Good evening, sir. This is Hitesh Yadav, sir, and I have recently joined Ajmer Division as AM Good, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. I have one question. Sir, I wanted to know the basic difference between RTIS and Ramlord, sir.
Ashish.
या अगर RTIS के बारे में बात करें, तो जैसे कि आपने इस प्रेजेंटेशन में you have already seen that RTIS has a thick client in the locomotive, and
yes, sir,
the device is getting the location. Device itself is getting the location from the GPS and Gagan satellites every second. Okay, and the detection of events like arrival event and departure run through event, all these events are detected within the loco device, and these events are then sent to the central server. Okay, if we compare it with
yes,
the
sir.
Remlot, there is no intelligent device. It is a communication equipment which is just relaying the loco data to the central server, and that data contains latitude, longitude also. Okay.
Okay.
So that data is utilized at the central data center for detection of events. So in case of RTIS, device is getting position location data every second. In case of Remlot, the central server who has to detect the events and generate the events is getting data every 30 seconds. And the other difference is that RTI is using satellite communication, which is very reliable. So the reliability that event is, when the event is generated, it is successfully sent to the central server 99% of the time. In case of Ramlot, it is using 4G communication. So there are a lot of instances when there is data loss. So due to that data loss, the accuracy of events that is generated by central server is not that reliable as compared to RTIS. So this is the basic difference. That is why we sometimes see a lot of inaccurate events when there is some data loss in case of Remlot devices.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Next is Deputy COM CHG. Deputy CM, sir.
Our previous speakers have raised this issue. That is, whenever the loco is replaced, what is happening? It is attached with the non-RTS loco. Next day punctuality that it shows, say 600 minutes later, 700, even though train has come at right time. Then because unless the loco is moved and reached the destination, that is still showing as if that is attached to the train, and the train has arrived late. And that is one. Number two is whenever there is power is switched on, you are telling the station master or loco pilot or somebody doesn't notice that there is a power off, then some beeping sound should continuously come so that they will be alert, so that they will again on it, because this prerequisite is that power is required.
Some routes are showing allowed you. That's why the issue is very essential for that.
So hope you have got my question 1 and 2. Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Kindly please add this 1, 2, because this is most of the times nobody bothers to again. Some gentleman has already asked whether the loco pilot can say terminated a text station like that. But in reality, what is happening? Next day position it shows 700 minutes late.
I'll tell you why it is happening. How it is happening. When the loco is detached. Suppose a train reaches a station, and where the loco has to be changed. The actually physically loco gets changed and the train departs from the station. Okay, but the departure event of that train from that station is not updated as the loco detachment and attachment as activity has to be actually effected in the COA application. Okay. If that loco attachment and detachment hasn't happened in the COA application, the next update which is sent by, suppose that loco which got detached now moves to the loco shed after 15 minutes. Okay, then that loco will send departure event after 15 minutes.
Correct.
And the loco which actually to hold the train that has not been updated in the COA system, and that departure event has not been updated, so the departure event of previous loco gets updated. So this issue can be resolved if the controller timely detach and attach the locomotive at these locations.
No, suppose there is no RTS in the other loco.
Then also it has to be attached in the COA. It is mandatory in the COA for any train to have loco.
True. And the second issue, power issue, can there be any beep sound to alert the loco pilot or the station master that there is no power for this RTS mission?
We'll see if this is feasible to be done.
ना क्यों बोलते what is happening? वो ASM will be busy, वो station master वो उसको ध्यान में नहीं रहता कि वो चालू है बंद है, अपना काम कर लेता है. बाद में when we detect this kind of problem, हाँ साहब मुझे पता नहीं था ऐसा, they will simply say. So I think some beeping sound should come.
Whether the loco is on and off, there is LED which has to be seen.
Correct.
And if power is not there, suppose somebody switches, the most of the instances of these cases are that MCB is switched off. So when power is not there, then then the same equipment will not give any beep also.
No, UPS के through some power तो आता है ना, उस वक्त through UPS it can make some sound and.
No, there is no UPS. It gets power from the loco battery.
No, but anyhow, the beeping sound, some alert if it comes, no, this will solve the problem.
We'll see if this is feasible to be done.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Think over it.
Right.
Next is Dr. Utsav Shukla.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I have 2-3 issues. First, sir, the way Remlot locos communicate about the position is through longitude and latitude, and they are हमारा सर सिस्टम जो इंटरफेस का है जिसमें हम रिपोर्ट्स लेते हैं वो COA की MIS रिपोर्ट्स हैं. तो COA की MIS रिपोर्ट्स में जो आई एम टॉकिंग ओनली अबाउट Remlot because my territory is only diesel territory. So RTIS have not come to this side yet. I am from Lumding Division, North Frontier Railway. तो सर Remlot से जो डेटा COA में जा रहा है और हमें सिस्टम से MIS रिपोर्ट्स मिल रही हैं जैसे GP07 या इस टाइप की COA की रिपोर्ट्स हैं, उसमें 30 सेकंड का रेजोल्यूशन है, मतलब 30 सेकंड की टाइम स्टैंपिंग है after every 30 seconds. But when you visit the website of Remlot, that is Loconet, और उससे जाके आप उसी सेम लोको का डेटा निकालने की कोशिश करें कि टाइम किस टाइम पे क्या स्पीड थी, then that comes out to be even up to 1 second. So if Remlot system is capturing up to 1 second, then I request that such resolution of say maybe 10 seconds as mentioned by other speaker, or even better if it can be used, should be available in COA, sir, such kind of MIS reports. Then similar question related to this issue is that, sir, it was shown that if the loco pilot wants to give an emergency message right of an unscheduled halt in between a section, then he can use the system's interface and the controller will be able to know. But sir, our information about the block section is in terms of kilometer posts, and the RTIS and Remlot are communicating in the language of latitude and longitude. So, sir, how if in a block section, if a loco pilot gives an emergency message, how will the controller know at which kilometer post the altitude fault or the situation has happened? And number 3 issue, sir, is that many instances of Remlot not getting attached to a train come up in the division, and what the controller does is attaches a different loco. So, sir, if Chris can provide some sort of a checklist that these items result into such kind of problems, that Remlot loco not getting attached to the train. These are the do's and these are the don'ts. Then controllers can be better educated, and these instances of wrong loco or not attachment of loco can reduce. Thank you, sir.
Your first point, we will certainly do something. As many attendees have given suggestions today, we will certainly do to find out the way how we can provide data more than 30 seconds to you. We will think of it. And the last question was your and your second question was that I forgot what you asked. Second question,
sir. The communication is different. Sir, speaks about longitude, and we have to know it in terms of kilometer post.
Then we have to map it. We will also think about it, how we can exactly find the location in your terms, railways terminology. That will help you. So we'll find a way for this. Okay.
Sir, and sir, some do's and don'ts for this.
That will provide. Okay, we'll share with everyone do's and don'ts. How to attach loco RTIs or Remlot. Do's and don'ts. That I will share. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Varun Kumar Singh.
हेलो हाँ हरीश जी, मैं नमस्कार मैं एक्चुअली एक इसमें हूँ वीडियो मीटिंग में.
हेलो मिस्टर वरुण. Okay. Next is Mr. PK Chinara. Mr. PK Chinara.
Yes. Inspector, looking after our project, just I want one clarification. On a KK line is there, we're moving with multiple consists. Are you hearing?
बाहर में बारिश का बरसाती हवा अंदर बुला, खिड़की खोलो, यहाँ से बैठ के देखेगी.
हेलो, गुड इवनिंग सर.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Please speak.
Yeah, our problem is there. Suppose one light engine movement is going to pick up a load from a location, particular location, and up to before A, B, C, the location, light engine start from A, and going to up to C, up to B signal is there. We are getting RTS signal, and load is at C. After B, we are not getting RTS position location, and train is not updated. Train is from location. Actually, loco move to C location and pick up the load. We are not able to attach the load from that location due to non-attached, non-detecting of signal from C location, because its position is showing at B location itself. At that time, what we are doing, we are attaching another loco and movement the load. That is one issue. Second issue is there in our marshalling yard. There are so many loco are moving, multiple movement is going on. And for geo coordination is same. Actually, physically not reporting in COA, but loco movement is going on inside the yard. We have suggested Chris to make a free zone area or area zone area. That to be done. Second, third, my question is, when train is running with multiple consists, one to from first engine it is getting data, second engine getting data, for third engine we are not getting RTS data. At that time, For RTS person not moving, we are making it pink color is coming on, we are not move after 4 minutes, control is doing the manual chatting. And 10% remain at that location itself. And this should be on suggestion from here how to tackle. Suppose one location, one engine data will come, that may be allowed to move in control chatting. Are you hearing me, sir?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Sir, in this regard, your suggestion is required for multiple consist. Multiple consist, you are getting two engine data, third engine data we are not getting. At that time, it cannot move from that locations. For that, that's why we are making another loco which is not moving and moving that load to a location for suppose going for loading, it affect our loading also in this regard also due to RTS problem. And this specifically occur in KK line. And another issue is there, if RTS coaching train running with the RTS loco from RB line from Rayagada to Koraput, after Damanjadi, RTS position not operated up to Koraput. The train remain at RTS local still showing at Damanjadi location. After Damanjadi, there is 2 station, Dumuriput and Koraput. Whereas a train moving from Kottabalsa to Kirandul, Koraput position is getting updated. So RTS. For geo coordination of Koraput is not a problem issue, but train moving from RP direction it is getting the problem. And frequently a board is showing pink color and control have to wait 4 minutes to update the data. At that time, again yellow color is come, the color band is coming, you are getting the update data. Is the peculiar problem you are facing with control setting. Every train you have to observe, it going always going from yellow to pink. Every 2 seconds, 3 seconds, after 4 minutes you have to wait to put the data in control setting.
So tell me the.
I will show the live data of control chatting. This now is my colleague is there, which is control chatting. All there is no 10 sustain showing is RTIs. All are in RTIs, all are in pink color now. Entire board is showing pink color. How will resolve the issue and how will helpful to control chatting?
These are all electric locos.
Yes, all electric loco, all are fitted with RTS loco.
Okay. So can you send a mail in this regard? We will see what is the issue.
Yes, I can mail it. Just give the mail ID so that I can give all the issue what are physically we are facing and regarding movement of because we want 100% accuracy by RTS and so that automation update is going on because everybody looking after for automation updation or CPTMs are everybody is looking after that one.
For multiple locos running a single train,
yes.
What we know that if one device is sending data, that will update the chart.
Not updating chart. It is happening. It is happening. I'll get case history also. It's snapshot also.
Okay. So if we will forward this issue to the COA group, they will look into it.
Yes.
You send a mail of the issues.
Yes.
And regarding the locations where the RTS is not updating the station code and not sending update for those stations.
Yes.
You are saying in one direction it is sending, in other direction it is not sending.
Yes. From Koraput to Damanjadi, it is not an issue. From coming from Rayagada to Koraput, after Damanjadi, not getting update.
Okay, you send us a mail. We'll look into it.
Yes. Regarding multiple movement in yard, how will capture that one? In marshalling yard complex yard, multiple movement in loco going on light engine movement. That even control not about the physical movement of loco. Whereas yard master is there, he is knowing the movement of the loco. At that time, geo coordination both location. Suppose overhead is one location and DY is location. Both geo coordination are same. Just little bit difference for coordination is same. But saying at local location, at that time we are moving the loco, then picking from overhead, or actually it's showing a DY. We are not able to attach that one also. That is also very peculiar problem in yard movement. we are suggested for making it an area location so that we can make free movement of loco in that area.
Okay. You send us a mail, we'll look into this.
Yes. Regarding mail ID, which mail ID?
We'll share the this presentation. It has helpdesk email ID, Chris helpdesk email ID.
Yes, natural, I'll send. Thank you.
I think we should wind up now. If there are more queries, you can send it on the email ID of Chris. We'll be sharing the presentation. Rahulji will be sharing it on the WhatsApp group. Rahulji, should we wind up?
Yes, please. Thank you everyone for participating, and any further question you can ask me, you can mail me. We are always ready to help. Thank you everybody.
Okay, Rahul, all participants, thanks a lot. Okay, Dio sir, thanks a lot. Thanks Ashish, thanks Pankaj.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Attendees, thanks a lot.